A rock shelter in the Libyan desert. The site of an unprecedented discovery. A tiny mummified child. Until the moment he was unearthed, everyone thought the Egyptians had invented mummification in Africa. But this discovery led Dr. Savino Dell'Ernia and his team to develop a new theory which challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt.
Mummification knowledge wasn't born in Egypt, but in another place, in another culture, in another part of the history of Africa.
Who were these people? Where did they come from? How did they achieve this incredible high standard of mummification at such an early date?
An unknown people mummifying their dead long before the Egyptians? It was this child who would prove to be the key to unlocking a long-lost African culture. The Sahara. This is the largest desert in the world. It's also one of the hottest places on Earth, and one of the most remote. Italian archaeologist Dr. Savino Dell'Ernia of the University of Rome has been driving for 2 days. Ahead of him lies his destination, the Akakis Mountains in southwestern Libya. It's a North African country. To the west is Algeria. To the east, Egypt. This inhospitable terrain has driven away all but a handful of Tuareg nomads, but it was once home to a family who mummified their child. Year after year, Savino returns to this majestic landscape, hoping to uncover its secrets. It all began 40 years ago with the discovery of the little mummified boy, Juan Mahujaj. He took his name from the rock shelter where he was found. It has taken Savino and his colleagues decades to reveal the full significance of this discovery.
I think that mummy and the rock shelter really started the archaeological and historical reconstruction of the ancient civilizations here in the Sahara.
We think of Libya's population today as largely Middle Eastern, yet the team still believed that thousands of years ago this area was inhabited by black Africans from the south. But apart from some rock art depicting black hunters, archaeologists had no proof of this. The mummy changed all that.
The significance of the black mummy is very great. We have the first evidence of black people in the area, that it was supposed to be, but we hadn't had evidence of this.
This was the beginning of an extraordinary quest that would ultimately reveal an unknown African culture. The Juan Mahujaj rock shelter is a simple place, a ledge just wide enough to provide shade from the midday sun. Savino has returned to the rock shelter, where he meets Tuareg tribesman Mr. Ramadani, who witnessed the discovery of the mummy. They focus on one small area, the place where Savino's predecessor, Professor Mori, actually found the mummy.
It was already visible because it was partially brought to light by natural erosion. So we have to imagine that the exact position of the Juan Mahujaj mummy should be somewhere just here.
When a small sack came to light, no one was prepared for what it contained.
They opened this sack and they found the mummy inside. So it was really amazing.
Soon after he died, this young boy was put in a fetal position, then embalmed, and placed in a sack made of antelope skin. The sack was then insulated by a layer of leaves. This careful preparation protected his small body from the elements for the next 5,500 years. The Italian archaeologists knew they had found important evidence. The shape of the boy's skull suggested he was black, and if he was, this could rewrite the history of mummification in Africa. They needed to be sure. After a tortuous 10-day camel journey to the nearest town with their fragile cargo, the team returned to Rome to have the mummy analyzed. Dr. Giorgio Manzi of the University of Rome is the world's foremost expert on human remains in Libya, and his department boasts an impressive collection of Libyan skulls.
The reason why the members of the Italian team in the 50s inferred that the child was a black child, a Negro child, is mainly a consideration of his face, especially the length here of the root of the nose, or also here the moving forward of the mouth.
The mummy's teeth also revealed his age at death.
When the Italian team first examined the Wamujad child, they looked at the teeth and found that he was very young. Especially using X-rays, it was easy to determine the exact age, looking at teeth still in the bone, in the alveolus.
So the team had established that Juan Mahujaj was a black, 2.5-year-old boy. But it was the results of the carbon dating which were so amazing. Juan Mahujaj